All right, we are now live, except for the one who is MIA, but will be joining us soon. Until then, I will put the MIA logo over Lux the Vampire. Oh, I also have double Vivians. Hold on, let me
Oh,
turn
really?
the...
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
because my reaction image was there last time.
yes, your reaction image was on top of your camera, and there
Oh,
was
that's fun.
like a substitute cardboard cutout Vivian in front of the real one who was darting around behind. Um,
That is really funny, honestly.
Vivian used to substitute. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and get me some music going. Get the recap music going, and then we'll just dive right into it. Um, Luck should be here soon-ish, I hope.
I hope.
All right. I got the recap music playing. Would somebody like to tell us what happened last time on Sun and Shadows? It was a big session, I know.
It was a
Well,
big one.
well, it all began with us preparing our boats at the high sea.
Yes.
The Atlantean military scouted out ahead and attacked Stillness. They then immediately got their ass slapped and ran away like a bunch of little babies and left it to us to finish the job.
Hold on now. They were skirmishers doing their skirmishing. It was part of the plan for them to retreat.
I'm aware of that. Okay, fair. I'm just gonna call it like I see it, though. Anyways.
Oh, okay, all right, valid.
I mean, you are right, though. You are right technically, but anyways, we had a bunch of boats that showed up to assist us that people had donated. I believe Arianel sent one. Did Codron send one?
No, but
Yeah,
I can pop over
I-
and we can see the surviving ships.
okay.
So of course
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
on the Gilded Goose. The Lecitan Navy sent a fleet of frigates. Dame Arianel, the Knight of Evening's Reaping, sent a pile of platinum, which was used to create the Shadow Dagger, a Lycofian battleship. The Veston McWhite private investigation firm's frigate was sent by Veston McWhite's private investigation firm. Our Muppety friends from the Christmas and Halloween special sent the Rainbow Connection.
I still love that so much.
And Kef supplied through his connections the Kobold Cruiser. And then the battle against the Kaiju was raged. Please continue the recap.
Well, I'd like to also mention the 3 dragon turtles that showed up to corner it, so that we could fight it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was cool.
Beyond that, though, we did eventually manage to fell the beast with a mighty cannonball. And once that was dealt with the loss of many lives and a few ships, the true battle was commenced with. Gosh, the name's on the tip of my tongue. What was it again?
The Void of Life.
Yes.
The Void of Life, yes.
That's it.
Let me pull up their art once more for our viewers.
It was a glorious battle. The ship's captain almost died, and
twice.
Yes.
I became.
We had to actually kill the captain so that they couldn't get void deathed, but we made her better, I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
Boss
Death
also
is
had 2
only
phases.
That is true.
3 phases actually. It was a 3-phase boss.
They did. I guess if you count the first, yeah, no. But we got them. We have their void crystal, and I believe Carmine's gonna drop a. Do I have level 3 spell slots on here, right? Yeah. Carmine's gonna drop a Revivify to get Captain Ingrid off the dirt and back on their knees. I mean, feet.
Only Dr. Kef gets to see Captain Ingrid on her knees.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Kef also became a non-combatant and gained the title of Voidbane for sacrificing their levels in Warlock under the conditions of a Witch
Yeah.
spell.
That's true. That was
Basically,
dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
you basically like gave everything away.
You did you Edward Elric yourself.
Yes.
I did. I did, but it's gonna be worth it. So I'm gonna reunite the Hollow Live characters in KB setting.
I love it.
And
If I
currently
ever collab
Cthulhu...
with any of them one day, it's gonna be like, hey, yo, I saved you. You don't even know. You don't know what I did.
You'll have to direct their... If that ever happens, you have to tell them about it, and then you have to direct them to my stream.
Yes.
It's required. Mandatory. That applies for all of you. But yes. And also, when the magic of Cthulhu's unlimited stamina ran out, they took 5 levels of exhaustion and are currently unable to move for absolute fucking exhaustion.
Oh yeah, they experienced becoming a demigod of creation.
Yep.
Yeah, for like 12 seconds or something.
Yeah, they literally morbed out.
More than most.
Which is one hell of a drug.
In this case,
I
it
hear
was
that Minecraft creative mode is.
In this case, that was the gift from Chittergog, the Gifted One, the Sapphire Grapeworm, who gave Cthulhu a one-time unlimited stamina ability, allowing him to speak the Avalonian word for change, to basically change anything around him as an action. But
You know what?
yes,
I really love how this guy, this Sapphire Worm, actually is just a chill dude, and fucking
I've met
one
him
of the
before.
guys. Best part is one of the guys that was working with us in skis tried to talk us into hunting him down like a dog and killing him.
Ah, no.
And then he doesn't. And then he doesn't even show. And we didn't. And then he doesn't even show up at the tournament that we were afraid he'd go to. Like,
I mean, I don't know. I don't remember who was trying to convince you to kill him. Edvarthixian was basically like, he's a threat, but like he's probably not gonna come.
Okay, I thought Edvar was advocating that we do consider murking him, though.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit. That sounds like something Edvar would have advocated. Anyway, he's dead now, so we don't have to worry about him.
I'm so happy that we had a chance to put him down.
I was disappointed he didn't get to put up a better fight, but he was only an ancient gold dragon, so I can't expect much.
I respect you for just having a stat block be what you said he was.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Finally actually picked my spells and leveled up and everything.
Oh, good. Okay. Now, at the end of last session, I'm going to take over the recap a little bit.
Of course.
At the end of last session, with the defeat of Stillness, the Void of Life, the figure collapsed into a void shard, as all of the void things you have slain or heard of being slain have done so. The party now possesses the void shard of Stillness. I know Cthulhu wants it, but Cthulhu was paralyzed effectively at the end of the combat, so wherever it ends up, we'll discover later. The important thing is at the end of that combat, the gods sang the sky filled with music. All the Fae across creation were compelled to sing and dance. And Avalon rose from the sea, where the gods had hidden it away. You saw the final battle was near, and you saw the island rise, and you saw the prismatic barrier, which protected the island, fade away. You know, someone else will be heading there. Godrin Dragave, the Realm Warden. And you know, from having spoken with him, those of you who have, Kef and Rhea, that the final battle for the world against No Thing will be launched from that point, from that place. On Avalon there is a horn that will summon the Bifrost Bridge. A weapon to attack No Thing with concentrated life force through which the winds, the 6 winds, will travel to face the enemy directly. Rhea,
Oh man.
as the Wind of Change, you know this is your destiny. You will be one of those 6 to travel to Avalon, cross the Bifrost, and face the Void directly. But it's not time for that
That's right.
yet. It's not time for that yet, but it's soon. Last you heard, there's still some winds missing. The Wind of Order is supposed to be decided by a tournament of some sort involving dragons. You are as far away from here. It doesn't concern you at this point. There was a Wind of Peace, but you're unsure about the details of what's happening with that. And the Wind of Growth, supposedly in some far-off plane or something, another world, traveling by ship, making their way here. You're only hearing all of these details second or third hand through the network of connections established and maintained by the Coven of the Witch Queen.
It's a new reference. Sorry.
Destiny is referencing me, not the other way around. But you know you have time. You each have time for a little bit of R&R or personal objectives to be taken care of before then. We're gonna start.
Under the water. Oh, I know.
Yeah, how are we getting... Did the doctor fall into the water while still paralyzed?
He did. It will be trivial.
Okay.
He can breathe underwater, so he's not gonna drown.
I think,
It will be
Rhea
trivial
probably,
for you.
Like, Rhea
Look,
probably casted ritual, for, water breathing and, did a reconnaissance mission just hanging from the anchor of the Gilded Goose to fish him out of the sea.
Wait, Calf, are you a ram breather? Do you have to constantly be moving to not die?
No. I can create my own water flow through my gills with my lungs.
That's cool.
Oh, oof.
It just
Convenient.
involves some throwing up whenever I transition though.
Ah.
Oh no, our
Alright.
Demigod threw up.
Mom, I grew up.
But yes,
Mommy, I
you may all assume a long rest. You've all also leveled up. Kef, you may take as many long rests as you need. Kef basically is Kef. I'm sorry, you have 5 levels of exhaustion. You're not gonna move out of. You're not gonna get out of bed for a week.
Oh, yeah.
You need 5 long rests to be back at 100% effectiveness.
But I
Yo.
must sing.
I'm just
Every-
imagining. I'm just imagining.
Every day, Rhea is going to cook Kef a dinner and feed him, but Rhea's not very good at cooking. Don't tell her.
I'm just gonna put this out
Will
there.
this-
Well, it's, don't
Will this
worry,
count as
Carmine
5
will help
dates? 5 dinner dates with Kef?
Oh shit!
Hello.
Oh shit! It does!
I've already
There it
fulfilled that, but let's do it again.
I win! I'm free! I'm free
You've
from my
been
curse!
free.
you. That's amazing.
That's perfect. There we are. Our oath is complete. I've given you your 5 dates
Add
where
a fucking point of law, Cabe.
This oath was already fulfilled by the giving of 5 dates of the fruit a while ago. However,
God damn it.
however,
Forgot
now
that, but
now you can have done it both in in letter and in spirit.
beautiful, truly.
Yo. I'm just imagining fucking Kef over here being like, yo, this edible is shit, and then they're fucking, next thing they know, they're in bed, fucking paralyzed.
Yeah.
It's true.
Alright.
He just like became a god for a second and then paralyzed after eating it. Oh man. I love this.
You know, I have to
Also,
wonder,
water
what's
whips
it like?
the void to death.
What'd you say?
I get. Oh, I was just having Carmine be like, you know, I wonder what it's like, you know, experiencing demigodhood for all of 5 seconds.
Oh, I don't know, C3PO. I don't know it.
I mean, now hear me out though. What's it like going back to breathing air like a normal person? After that, you know? Like that was it. That was the best that's the most anyone could ever be, right? Like what's left?
Seth will find something.
I need to go sing to the gods.
Yes. And you will.
Willow is also not doing too hot. I think she has a hole in her chest, and she's totally downed and all sorts of messed up.
She got better.
Don't worry.
She'll get
Don't
better.
worry. You're a vampire. It's not like anything in there's doing anything anymore.
Willow wants Rhea waffles too. Damn it!
Okay.
Oh my god, it
Fine.
reminds me of that of that meme
Kurt?
of like the vampire with like the TikTok filter. It's like, I've come to suck your dick. I mean blood. Blood.
Oh,
Blood.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh god. I don't care. Carmine is going to be giving you a flash of genius and fucking guidance every time you're cooking just because he wants his waffles perfect. He's a waffle connoisseur.
I see. I understand. Okay. I don't think that Rhea is that good at cooking, but somehow we make passable waffles with our
Get
combined
your-
efforts.
Yes.
You have literal magic inspiration forced into your brain.
It's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, that
It's literally just Carmine complaining about the types of waffles he hates.
Alright. One night, though. On the ship.
Mhm.
Actually, no. I'm gonna go about this differently. While Cthulhu is recovering, is there any place any of you would like to go? Any cities that you have been to in the past that call to you? Any NPCs you would like to track down?
I mean, I'd advocate for Lacida just because, you know.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right.
and can you refresh me? Do we have all the components to reforge Soul Invictus?
You are
Is that all
missing
done?
one, but don't worry about it.
Forget
Alright. Don't worry about it. Wink, wink. My model can't wink.
Yeah, I vote we go back to Lucida. Let's see what's going on there. We could tell the water school that that Stillness is dead and all that.
Alright.
And get this sad doctor to a hospital because he needs one, kind of.
Who is that?
Who is who?
Oh my goodness.
King's
Dr.
University.
Dr. Della.
Yeah, that's Dr. Della, head of College of Alchemy.
You
I
don't know
love her.
Della? You should have known her forever. She's a colleague.
Is she?
I'm very new, and I have been doing shit. The only person I've met is the head dean.
In this life.
True, yes.
Alright. But yeah, feel free to pull out your own tokens, if you are going anywhere in particular in Lucida. But you return to the largest city in the world in order to, bring news of your victory, as you sailed back to the city alongside the Lucitan fleet and Shadow Dagger. The Rainbow Connection, goes, and the Kobold Cruiser, I suppose. The Rainbow Connection will return to Maury Island with the rest of the Muppets and the Muppet King. One evening, while you were in Lucida, Willow, approximately at nightfall, maybe 45 minutes before the sun completely sets, where would Willow be? It's your first day back in Lucida.
I guess the Gold Street.
I'm sorry, what was that?
What?
Gold Street District.
Okay.
I love that my Ponder's Orb meme is still there. I'm so happy.
Alright. Willow, as you walk through the Gold Street district, many of the shops are closed at this time, but not all. The city of Lucida never really sleeps. But as the sun dips, was the disk of the sun touches the horizon, a figure walks out of the shadows. One moment, please.
Who dat?
The figure you see coming around, well, Marilyn, please describe who it is that Willow sees.
It's like the creature from the Ring. There.
You see what appears to be, they're an elf lady, maybe about 5'6", fairly short for an elf. But their skin appears to be what bits of it you can see on their arms and hands appears to have like a bluish tint to it. They have two horns growing out of their head and have what appears to be a mask over their face, made out of porcelain. The rest of their body is covered in a robe. And the way they leave the shadows, it's as if the moment they step into the light, they're just become visible, as if utterly impossible to see for you up until they step into the light. And They sort of wait there for a second to judge your reaction.
So Willow immediately thinks assassin. Assassin's striding out of the shadows to put a knife in her neck, so she pulls out her sword. That's not. That's not.
You're pulling
right.
out Devil's End?
Uh-huh.
Willow pulls out the Holy Avenger, a short sword which gleams in the sun's light. As the light reflects off of the Holy Avenger, it cuts through the illusion around Heron. And you no longer see the elf woman you saw before. Heron, what is your biblically accurate form?
Yeah, so basically what you see is, this has to be Lycophos, right? So, give me some flavor and I'll extrapolate from there. How do you imagine most of them looking like?
Lots of golds and purples and colors of the twilight, of course. But beyond that, go wild.
Okay, so instead, you see a thing that, yeah, so the robe turns purple and gold, and they have what appears to be like cracks of gold in their actual face. Their horns sort of just grow and become massive. They're tall now, very tall, and they get big black feathered wings, and they just sort of stand there, not trying to step out of the way, and just sort of stare at you, still waiting to see how you react.
Okay, so how's the rest of the Market Square responding to this, like, 9-foot raven thing? The purple gold hair that just materialized.
No one else seems to notice. I will also remind Deeves that as a paladin you have a divine sense, which could give you an idea of what you're looking at. If you would like to spend a use of divine sense.
Okay, yeah, I would.
Willow, as you open your mind to feel the thing in front of you, are you looking at a devil? A demon? An aberration? No. What stands before you is a celestial. From the color scheme, you suspect, perhaps, an angel of the god of twilight. No one else in the market seems to notice this, or be paying you very much mind either, despite having just drawn a sword in the middle of the market street. Almost as if you and Heron both are under some sort of perception filter.
Willow will break the awkward tension by going, "Hello?"
Hello there. Are you going to lower your sword? Have you deduced what I am?
I suppose.
Good. I was curious to see if you would jump the gun and immediately try to smite me. I've dealt with many paladins before, and I know that some of them are a bit zealous, or others are more slow and willing to consider things.
Calling Arianel slow.
She is, canonically so.
Very well. Please proceed.
So I take it you're aware. Oh, go ahead. We can't hear you. Speak up a bit more.
Unlike an acolyte of Eros, I don't jump the gun quite as easily.
Good. Good. I would like to say I'm certainly aware that the hour is late, yes. There is not much time before the final confrontation, yes.
Agreed.
I was forced to trade out my ability to assist directly with that confrontation, but I was told that, you were perhaps in need of some assistance with a certain object of value.
Suppose you're referring to the sword.
Certainly. You need one last thing, correct?
The willow, satchel
To remind
to examine.
everyone, including our viewers, the sword, Sol Invictus, a gladius used by an ancient paladin in the defeat of Nafisa, the Bard Lich, many, many years ago, which was shattered when his allies betrayed him. Willow possesses the fragments of it due to a long daisy chain of people handing off the fragments through multiple campaigns. And, well, I guess it's not that long, but you know what I mean. Willow, through the research that was passed along with the sword and skill checks made by Carmine, have deduced that there are 4 things needed to repair the sword. 1, an artifact of each of the sun gods to be sacrificed. Willow has 2 of those. The skull of Saint Adam is a holy relic dedicated to Eos. Devil's End is a holy avenger dedicated to Apollo. They lack a relic of the Twilight god, Lycophos. And they know that the 4th thing they need is something called the Midnight Sun, which Carmine, with a DC 30 religion check, realized is a reference to the soul of the paladin. The sun which blazes even in the middle of the night. Willow has the soul of a paladin, and 2 of the artifacts. They merely need 1 more. Something from the Twilight God.
If I'm
Some
to
of
give
their hair.
If I'm going to give you the last item that you need, however, I need to ask you a question for both my own certainty and that of Lycothos.
Well, all right.
What do you plan to do with that sword once it's created?
I intend to finish the war with the void and leave it in a crate forevermore.
Aaron puts a hand on your shoulder. Now, I need you to promise me that you will never cease. There are worse things in this world. I need you to swear that even if you do put it away, you will never stop looking for the things that prey on people who cannot defend themselves.
Willow was a bit daunted by that. Just get her mortality back. Doesn't really want to fight monsters indefinitely forever.
Well, Heron thinks for a second when she sees the apprehension. I'm being too zealous. I mean to say, as long as you stand, everybody has a fated death.
That's still their whole life. Oh, wait. I'll cut your Achilles.
You're not here. You're still You're still on the
I know. I'm just saying
on the
later,
ship,
let me know
getting
about this.
fed soup by Rhea.
Willow just kind of resigns to the idea that she was ever really gonna live a normal life. It's she just some clicks in her mind that that's never really just gonna be in the cards, is it? She resentfully agrees.
Thank you. Thank you. She then reaches into her pocket and produces a dagger. A dagger, nothing too special to it other than the fact that it has the mark of Lakothos. Lakothos, sorry, it's a PH, not a TH. On the it has the mark of Lakothos on the hilt, and hands it to you. All right then.
Takes
It was important to me that I test your resolve. Thank you.
It's resolved.
And
You'll find any stronger.
I want to tell you one more thing though. I do hope that regardless of all of this, you still manage to find some form of peace with everything. And then she'll just step back and is gone.
Oh.
Willow thinks about that for a bit on a bench. Looks at the dagger.
You are very quiet, Deeps.
Willow thinks about that for a bit as she stares down at the dagger. The Gold Street district.
Mm-hmm. The dagger radiates with magic. It's certainly a powerful weapon, but you know that its power would be insignificant next to the power of a reforged Soul Invictus. You have all the pieces that you would need now. A holy relic of each of the sun gods, and your own determination as a paladin. You just need someone to do the work. Put these pieces
It's a
together.
good thing. It's a good thing you know somebody who won't charge a fucking dime.
Let's go inform Karma.
All right.
She's finally ready.
Yes.
You find a Carmine.
But
you
before,
don't find the. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say we will be returning to Willow and Carmine very soon. First, hello Lux, are you here? Are you here for real?
Hello, I'm here. Yes.
Okay. So let me catch you up for a minute. Dr. Kef is currently recovering from being a god momentarily. It's
Yeah.
quite hazardous to one's health. Then the ship is currently docked in Lysida for its for this time. Now, Alistair is welcome to have accompanied the party to Lysita. But if you would rather, you could have caught a ride on the Rainbow Connection and go to Muhit to to visit your stronghold, the Maid Cafe. So I'll ask, is Alistair with the party now, or at their stronghold?
You know, it is tempting for me to say that Alistair would be at the stronghold just because I get one-on-one maid cafe shenanigans, but especially after everything that happened, I think moral homie support would trump the need for maid cafe shenanigans just a little bit. So I think they're with the rest of the crew in Lysita.
Okay. Let me pull out an Alistair token. I have too many campaigns. Midas. There it is. Alistair. Is that the right hit points? That is. Okay. Alright. So, Alistair. While Willow is off having a, transcendent meeting with an angel, it's your first night in Lysita. You've had a long rest in the return trip, but you are now in the big city. How is Alistair spending this evening?
I think
And
they're
who are they
kind of
spending
just,
it with?
I don't know if they're spending it with anyone in particular. I think I don't think they're actively shopping. I just think they're kind of going around the streets of Lysita and just looking, like, doing some window shopping, just kind of like having a not like a loud chaotic night on the town, but more of a quiet evening out, not necessarily trying to draw too much attention to themselves.
All right. As the bard attempts to lay low and take an easy day, you're wandering around the grand markets, which are more of the middle class area as opposed to the gold street, which is more upper class. Moving from tavern to tavern and shop to shop, window shopping, as you said. As you walk down an alley, you, for a moment, think you may have taken a wrong turn. As suddenly the street is empty. There's no one there. You turn, and then you bump into someone whose token has disappeared from my inventory.
I bump into them so hard they shift into a different material plane.
Yes. Hold on, let me remove the nameplate off of this spoiler guy. Alright. Alistair, you turn around and you bump into a pretty anime boy. In a...
Oh.
And please stop. Stop. Sorry. My window was constantly zooming
Oh, weird.
inappropriately. Okay. You bump into a pretty anime boy with black hair and red eyes and a finely tailored suit. Lots of gold jewelry. Ah. My apologies, Alistair. I didn't mean to surprise you.
I think, like...
Alistair, you may roll religion at this point.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
Roll detect good boy or bad boy.
As you look into this man's eyes, you know he is a devil. And from the aura he's giving off, you feel he is a very powerful one.
Kiss him.
I was going to ask how you know my name, but I feel like I have the slightest inkling as to why.
Indeed. Would you care to walk with me?
Oh, well, I don't really have much better to do.
He will offer his arm to walk alongside you.
I will never refuse the arm of a pretty anime boy, so, Alistair kind of giggles like a schoolgirl and then just, like, latches on to his arm, twirls their hair a little bit as they go on walking.
As you walk through the streets, he says, I've come here because I am concerned for you, Alistair.
Aw, concerned for me? Well, I mean, why?
Well, your companions. You are a friend of the Wind of Change, are you not?
Friend is certainly one way to put it, but, yes, we have, more positive interactions than negative, I'd say.
If you want to go, Dad, I don't know them though.
I guess I'm not, contractually bound to them, I guess. It's more of just, the feelings and the bonds that we make along the way.
I believe that as you are both members of the crew, you both did sign a contract to be companions.
Why this guy asking
well.
about your friends, huh?
Anyway,
Kind of abusive.
but I'm merely concerned, then, that you will be soon traveling with them to the recently risen Avalon for this great final battle for the fate of the world. Or do I have it wrong?
Well, I suppose that that's what the crew is planning to do, and if I'm part of the crew, then, yeah, final battle me there sounds about right.
He nods. And therefore I am concerned for you. It is a dangerous place you are going, and there are many dangerous foes that you will face. I wish to give you something that will keep you safe.
Well, I've always been told that it's bad manners to refuse gifts.
But in order to give you this, I need something in exchange. Something to power it.
And, pray tell, where are you going with this?
Oh, you know where he's going.
Ties my hair back.
As you continue walking along with this devil, this handsome devil, you find the street suddenly looks a little different. There was no moment where something changed. It seemed so gradual you didn't notice. You're now walking in a street familiar to you. A street in Muhit. In front of the Maid Cafe. It's just closing up for the night. Although, the downstairs
Well, that's
activities will
interesting.
still be going on for some time.
Oh yes, of course.
He pats her hand and says, "Don't worry. When we're done, I'll return you to where we were." But there is something here that I want you to give to me. Before I tell you what it is that I want, I will show you what I am offering. You walk past a shop, which your memory tells you was not here. There was no shop in this lot. It was something else before. But right now, when you look at it, you see what looks to be an armorer of some sort. Or at least, in the window, there is a suit of black armor. It looks as if shimmering black, like the chitinous exoskeleton of a beetle. And those plates are bound together with glistening red sinew. The armor looks light, yet strong. He says to you, "This is what I would like to give to you. It is a set of living armor. It is not the heaviest armor I could offer you, but I've something that I feel will befit a devil of your class. It will protect you. You will be sturdier than you are now, that's for sure. But also, the symbiote will strengthen your mind and your body and your flesh, protecting you against rot, venom, sickness, and mental trauma." And this is what I want this is what I want to give to you. Are you interested?
Well, I can see that it would be. I was literally thinking of the Berserker armor too, Deeves.
Oh my god.
Like when KB was like, "It's a black chitinous armor," I'm like, I could be a little guts berserk. I could have my life force sapped from me as a little treat.
Yeah.
I think Alistair just kind of like eyes the armor, very much appreciates the way it looks and can envision themselves looking very badass and sexy in this all black suit of armor. Then just kind of looks to their devil companion and says, "I mean, admittedly, I am interested. I can see how it would be quite beneficial during our long and tumultuous battle that we have upcoming. But, of course, I must ask what you want from me in return, to see if it is truly worth it."
All I want is one measly soul. Well, not your own, of course. Yours is already quite damned to my realm. He holds out a sacrificial dagger. And then he gestures to the maid cafe behind him. He says, in your place of power, in your stronghold, there is an intruder. Something that does not belong in the temple of a devil. All I want is for you to use this dagger to slit their throat.
Damn.
And as you do so, dedicate their soul to me. And you realize who it is you are speaking to. This is not just a pretty devil boy. This is the devil. Abaddon,
Uh-huh.
the Lord in Hell. The archdevil of archdevils.
Yeah, the whole reality warping thing kind of tipped the hat a bit.
just a little bit.
He offers the sacrificial knife. One throat. One soul. And the armor is yours. Along with my thanks.
So you want me to do some of your dirty work for you in order to get this suit of armor by bringing you a soul? Well, you know, darling, the offer is admittedly quite tempting, but I'm not sure I'm the kind of devil that's just going to do someone else's work for them.
No. He doesn't put the dagger away yet. Perhaps I came about this the wrong way. What is it then, Alistair, that you do desire?
Well, I'm afraid we haven't really entered that level of friendship for you to know my deepest, darkest desires. We've only just met, my dear. I'm not sure I can tell you that on our first date.
Ah, but there is little time. He looks up at the sky. The black star will soon be above us. There is no time to delay. 'Tis now or never, my dear. I need that soul.
Well, if you need it so bad, then why do you need to go through another devil to get it done?
Because if I do it, it won't mean anything. I need you
Yo.
to do it for me. Hold on, we're just getting raided.
Obsidia, hello.
Obsidia.
Oh my goodness.
Obsidia, welcome. Welcome, raiders. Thank you. Thank you. I'm in the middle of tempting the bard with devil magic, as you do. They are currently rejecting Satan's offers, much to my disappointment, but we shall see how it goes.
Just do it. Just do it. It'd be a funny little thing. Just
It would be funny, although I'm not entirely convinced that the person he's the soul and the quote-unquote invader that's not supposed to be in the maid cafe, I'm not entirely sure. He could not be talking about Rosie. But also, Rosie is not a devil working at the maid cafe, and if the implication is that I have to kill Rosie, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
It's going
Wait
great.
and see.
Just ask who it is.
I was getting there.
Oh, okay. Trauma. Dating sim.
I think Alistair's just going to chuckle a bit and say, "Oh well, if there's enough time for you to be asking about my desires and everything that I want, then perhaps there's enough time for you to tell me exactly why this soul is so important to you, and perhaps who it is. I mean, the way you're talking, I'm assuming just not any old soul from the street is going to do for this bargain."
The soul I refer to, the trespasser in your temple, is a celestial. An angel profanes itself through your succubus den. Alistair, you realize he speaks of bubbles. Your unicorn.
No! You
Oh.
can't do it! I need to stop this. Somehow.
Somehow it worked.
Kef, you you don't need to stop this. Bubbles is intrinsically tied to Rosie, and if there's one bond that Alistair has more to the realm and spirit of chaos, it's to Rosie the rat. So I think Alistair, like, I think at this point maybe they're still like clinging lovingly onto Abaddon's arm, and then they just kind of like free themselves from him and have a hand over their chest, like, "You don't mean my dearest Bubbles, do you?"
The unicorn. Yes, I believe that is the name it was given. Bubbles.
Oh, well, if that's the soul that you're talking about, then absolutely not. Nothing you could even tempt me with would make me slit the throat of my own dear friend Bubbles. I'm truly sorry, but you've got the wrong devil.
It seems I have misjudged you. The offer remains on the table until such a time as the Black Star rises above Avalon. Until then, go back to your crew. He waves his hand. You find yourself dizzy for a moment, and then back in the alleyway, no longer empty, back in the city of Lucida. Back where he found you. What is Alistair going to do now that they've had a near hell experience?
I think Alistair is going to turn around 180 degrees on their heels and start going back to the ship and not stay out much later.
Very valid. Take you back to the ship. Alright. Let's go back to Willow now. Willow, you just had that encounter with Just Terran, the angel, and received that dagger. You return to the ship. In what state do we find Carmine, Marilyn? You are muted, Marilyn, if you are speaking.
Oh my god, I've been saying shit. Anyways, oh man, I even congratulated Alistair for being the only person to ever not do exactly what Abaddon tells them to.
Listen, Abaddon, like, if it was any, if it was literally any fucking, or just a random celestial NPC KB made up, I could have said yes, but it's Bubbles specifically.
Yeah.
The treachery is too grand. The ask is too high.
It would be like Abaddon asking me to kill Quadlish, God rest his name, and that would also be a resounding no.
You
So
hear
It's
me,
easy. All you gotta
Bubblish?
do
You're
is put a
fake.
bullet in the head of your Labrador Retriever. It's it's
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, look, he's a devil. He's got, if it isn't a painful sacrifice, he's not interested. He can't get off on that.
this is true.
I knew it was some
Okay.
sort of kink sort of deal. It doesn't mean
Anyway.
anything to me if I do it. I can't get off unless someone else does.
God damn it.
He can't sacrifice a soul to himself. That's just weird. But all right. Yes. So Carmine. Other than having flashbacks to a parallel life where there was a fox girl making worse deals, how does
he squints for a second? He feels like he just had an aneurysm trying to stop her from getting everybody killed by saying shit they shouldn't to the church. Hey, fuck! I burnt my waffles.
Oh, that's no good.
Oh. Ah. Starts grumbling in Dwarfish as Willow walks into the room.
Willow strides and just smacks waffles off the table, puts the dagger on the table. Carmine!
I'd be angry if I wouldn't be angry if I wasn't considering doing that to the waffles myself. And what is it?
It's the final piece, Carmine. We have the final artifact we need to...
Oh, to make that holy... Oh, yeah. He squints for a second, realizing that this might be the second time he has to go make an artifact. Alright, yeah, sure. Still...
it's like
yeah,
the second
sure.
artifact
I
you've made this week? Shit.
Alright, let's do it. I did it once, so I can do it again. I've got... I shot up to legendary skill in smithing. Let's do this. You got all the
Legendary
parts?
Dwarven blacksmith.
You got all the parts for it?
Takes them all out. I believe this would be enough.
Okay. Well, I can do this, but I think I might need you there as an observer just to maintain the thing what you were told. All right.
I mean, Carmine, you
Um,
literally need to kill Willow as part of the process.
Oh yeah. Well, sorry. By the way, I do need to kill you. I hope you won't mind.
Wait, huh?
What?
You'll be. I'm pretty sure they'll stitch you back together, right? He says, thinking aloud.
Wait, we're killing
Whoa,
Willow?
whoa, 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 wait.
At this point, Alistair arrives, and Kef, you can also be here, although you were still at like 3 levels of exhaustion.
Oh yeah. No. You see, for us to make the
Cthulhu, I
thing,
guess.
you literally need your soul. Like your soul is part of the reagents to make it happen. Now, you're probably fine just because the sun gods aren't big fans of the whole soul trapping thing. So that should work out.
Oh. You're actually going to put Willow's soul into a sword.
She said she wanted me to make it, and I'm giving her the details now. So, yeah, if she wants, you have to understand. From the way I see it, people can consent to whatever the hell they want.
Willow, how important is the sword?
If we want to defeat the void, pretty important. Carmine, do you know how this will work with essentially just
So-
like condition?
The thing is that I'm pretty sure that your soul should be fine. The problem is whether or not you'll be able to return to that body, which is why I personally would suggest getting a priest or someone that can commit augury, and asking them a few questions before you commit to this final act. I also would like to speak to Kef here about a certain thing involving. I'm assuming that the college has some good facilities, for making weapons or stuff, or metallurgy and all that.
Absolutely.
Probably.
Well, would you mind pulling some strings to get me about a week in there in order to make, like, an artifact? Tell them that, like, they can get a bunch of students watching and stuff, and I'll, talk random stuff to make them feel like they're paying for good education.
Sure, but in exchange, you gotta do something for me.
I made you a fucking spear.
You did that for my brother.
Squints.
You see, I
Hello.
also
I'm into it.
used the spear.
What do you
However, you
mean?
see, there's this silly little thing about the spear's construction right now that you have to be a spellcaster to use everything. Let's
Yeah.
just take an eraser to that, and anyone who's attuned to it can use stuff.
You see, you should have done is you should have taken the one level that you just literally got and put it into, I don't know, Warlock or any other, or Ranger.
I am a monk.
Yeah,
my
you
gosh.
certainly are. You certainly are the monkiest monk. All right. I don't know what. Hear me out. He picks up the spear and looks down at it for a second, squinting. Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I was in a trance when I made this thing. Everything kind of blurred together, and in the back of his mind, would the DM even let me do this?
Wait, KB, can I like flick him on the forehead and put him back in a trance?
No, but
It's also a
can-
very,
can
very fun way to
Seth
say
do it.
alcohol poisoning.
Can Seth do it with their void stuff?
look, when I
Void train.
wrote no. But look, when I wrote your trident, I was expecting, I was trying to make it be two magic items for two different characters because you were doing the whole two souls, one body shtick, and you were bouncing back and forth between being a monk and being a warlock. Now that you're just a monk, sure, Carmine will be able to make an adjustment so that the you can use the thundering components of the trident anytime.
Thumbs up. So Carmine, upon hearing this, grabs a small hammer from his place and just dings on it a few times before going into like his compartment, pulling out some ruby dust, tossing it on the thing, and then trying to hammer that into it. Oh wait, fuck, that was supposed to be rock salt. 1 second. Goes back, grabs rock salt, does that, hammers it in, and then dips it in water for a few minutes to dissolve said rock salt. I don't know what the rubies did. Probably didn't do anything. It's kind of like some low-grade star ruby, but the salt should get rid of that requirement. I think I put that in there just so that no random schmuck could use it. You know, kind of like a safety lock, like a kid's lock. You know, for the thunder thing. Probably shouldn't have done it, but I really was kind of out of it at the time. So here you go.
As
All right, there you go.
Say.
Mhm.
All right.
Calling back to the old memes there.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, by the way, if you have downtime and if you're going to only be a monk, you should definitely get a dragonhide belt.
Ooh.
It gives it comes in uncommon, uncommon, rare, and very rare. That just increases
not shopping
the
right.
+1. Oh, you're right.
We're not
I'll
shopping-
tell them it
we're not
DMs
shopping
then
right now.
when I have time.
Yes. We'll
Yes.
we can handle shopping before before going to Avalon between sessions. Anyone wants to spend
This is
gold,
true.
but I'm not going to dedicate stream time to shopping.
This is a good thing. I will just send it to them in DMs then, so
Yes.
they can consider it for later.
All right. So
By
Carmine,
the way, every monk get one.
yes, Cthulhu is able to pull some strings. Well, they probably put Kef in charge for handling the talking. Kef, being dean of the marine side of the school, and is able to pull some strings and get Carmine one of the theaters that the artificer course at King's University has set aside. You'll be able to do your work, have access to the basic tools that you would need, and in exchange, you will be there will be students coming and going to observe your process.
All right. He will, okay, he will, in that case, work on creating this Holy Avenger.
Yes.
I suppose the big...
Carmine, I will create this Holy Avenger out of a skull, a dagger, and a Holy Avenger.
And then parts from a Holy Avenger. This will be the holiest Avenger.
Truly.
A dagger, some twine, a skull, and a Holy Avenger.
Yes.
God damn it. Also, I need to kill this vampire.
Not the first time someone said that about it with a Holy Avenger in hand. But,
You said
Alright.
that. Alright. By the way, does Willow go and pay to get augury done or something to deduce whether or not this is a good idea?
Yeah, Willow is, she is very stunned by this.
Your voice cut out.
She's gone soul searching a bit about town. Whether she wants to, die again.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do it? Cannons!
The last person on Earth would want to have a spiritual soul searching session with is Cap.
Oh, that's the person you gotta do it with.
I feel like
Kef would be
Carmine
like-
would be a... Yeah, no, Kef, what are you talking about? Kef's wise. They're a monk.
Kef, oh, that's Cthulhu. Both of them would
Yeah.
probably, like, while you're tripping out, being like, there's no earthly way of telling which way we are heading.
Damn it.
My God.
I'm gonna type it, like, as a trip sitter to be like, nightmare, nightmare, nightmare.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man. I have to ask, though, what conclusions does Willow come to?
Are we gonna do any kind of a scene with her going to Naga, or did she just do it, or?
I mean, if you, I just describe for me what it is that you are looking for and what sort of questions you intend to ask. Are you? You know what? We have. You know what? Hold on. I've got some NPCs in Lucida that would make sense for her to go to. One moment. Let's see. Where is? Okay. I have 3 sets I have 3 major churches you might go to. I have a Church of Eos, a Church of Apollo, and a Church of the god of friendship and familial love. Where does Willow's soul searching take them?
You gotta ask. Is the third one, is that run by Twilight Sparkle? Be honest with me, KB.
No.
No, it's not. That's not the
No,
MLB one.
there's no Twilight Sparkle in the worlds of heroic adventure.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm going to go to.
I suppose since I put animal spirits in the game, somebody could play like a wizard pony spirit and just name themselves Twilight Sparkle and just fuck my shit up.
But they cannot play a
It's-
tardigrade.
I did deny you playing a tardigrade. That's true. It's true. I'm a terrible GM. I said no. I said no to you playing a tardigrade.
What's the size of something a target?
They're like microscopic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, that doesn't work.
So Willa goes to the Church of Apollo.
Okay. Let me drop us over on that map. clear out any other
Amogus.
player characters who don't need to be here right now.
3 Amogus.
Wonder
Dang.
why there are so many Amungi on the map.
What?
4.
It's
What
becoming
the-
an infestation.
Oh my
You
god.
you come.
It's
They're
the
probably-
You're right.
it's the four pillars of this.
I didn't even. I forgot that I did this.
And he came out
So
riding
we
a
found
red
the
horse,
culprit.
and they called him War.
I'm sorry.
A dawning
Are
realization
you?
that you've been trying Among Us
No.
for a year on maps.
Viv has never
Well,
been sorry.
As you make your way through the gardens, hold on. You've been to this church before. You know that the people who run, or the priest who speaks at this church, Lothair the poet, and there's also a member of the Radiant Blades, Dame Reyna, who often is present here. You have a mixed relationship with them, because they tried to murder you for being a vampire before literal divine intervention told them not to. Back when you seized the fortress. You hesitate to go and speak with them, knowing that that is a bit of
Yeah,
strained,
that's right.
a bit of strained relationship with them. But they might have insights, and Dame Reyna, or Lothair at least, would be able to cast any sort of divinations you might want to question. But also as you walk around the gardens, you find there's some sort of angelic being sat at a small table, playing a game of chess against themselves. What does Willow do? Oh, somebody is.
You know,
declared that I
yeah,
must be a little
Willow
red.
would. Willow would almost come in and then feel hesitant to open up those wounds with Reyna. Out of
Mhm.
nerves, probably stay in the courtyard and go over to the angel.
As you approach, the angel looks at the golden halo floating over your head, the symbol of the divine intervention which protected you back then. It was once a circlet of blasting before it was changed by a miracle. The angel nods and resets the chessboard, spins it round. White to move.
Willow moves a pawn.
They will continue going back and forth, playing the game. They don't press or ask. They wait for you to bring up whatever topic it is that you wish to discuss.
What do you do whenever feels no matter what move you make, they're always in check? You start in checkmate.
Well, that is part of the humanoid condition, is it not? You know, every game that you play, they all eventually end the same, don't they? But that doesn't keep us from playing. Or it shouldn't. And when it's all done, and our soul and your sins and virtues are stripped away, we reset the board. part of nature. Beginning, playing the game, and then it ends. Your move.
Willow moves. Willow moves a brook. So, I suppose, no matter what move you make, you just have to accept it. The board has to be reset. Keep going. No matter what happens.
You do have to live with whatever moves you've made, but only until the end of the game.
Survive. Smolgified. Glowing sword. All that matters is what you do in the time you have.
The angel nods. All the gods ask is that you do the best with the time that has been given to you. All
Willow turns.
Apollo asks is that you make the most of every living moment. Be it to create art, or be that to be the sword against evil. Or be that to rest and enjoy good music and good wine.
So Willow turns the board back around. And, says, "Good game." And something's obviously on her mind. And she goes back to the ship.
Okay? Back to the ship.
So, do they agree? So, do they agree to have their soul used on the blade, or?
I got a week. It's gonna take a while, right?
I mean, I'm assuming it'll take as long as the plot demands.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Willow resentfully says, "I do."
All right. Well, in that case, I'll try to make it as painful as possible. My personal suggestion for what I do before I get dentistry done is it's one of the few times I'll drink, and get my face shit-faced drunk. I'd suggest that, assuming that wouldn't affect your piety. And then we'll have someone come on in and part your head from your shoulders. All right.
I'll do it.
Fantastic.
No.
Says utmost sarcasm.
Kef, I'll be Willow's drinking buddy, and then you come in from behind and decapitate her when she's least expecting it.
The answer's piano wire. That's a very clean way to do it. Anyways,
No, it's not.
It's gonna, it's gonna be very
Even at,
humane.
like high velocities, it's not a good way.
And
to
you're
go.
you're aware of this from experience, I assume.
I'm just talking about clean cutting, not like. I mean, I don't use. I mean, I've heard stories from my dad about what their rogue friend used to do.
Here's what we're gonna do. It's very humane. We're gonna give you that ending from Neon Genesis Evangelion, where we all clap and say congratulations, and then while you're, content, just immediately with the piano wire from behind.
No, exactly.
While you're
We get
writing
the
that
whole crew out to say congratulations, Willow. Everyone goes through and does it, and then we decapitate her.
All right.
Oh my god.
But
I mean, sounds foolproof to me.
anyway, the real reason Willow comes back to the ship is to find Alistair.
Oh. It shouldn't be too hard to find me. I mean,
Willow's just hanging out on the side of the ship. And as she senses Alistair approach, she says, I've been talking brave about it this whole time, and now that I'm expected to die, I suddenly have my reservations. That makes me a pretty poor paladin, huh?
I'm not sure it makes you a poor paladin. If anything, well, maybe it does make you a poor paladin, but it makes you a great human to be fearful of your own death. I think perhaps not even the greatest paladins can necessarily escape that innate fear of mortality. Unless they themselves have achieved immortality in some way, then I'm sure they don't have to worry about it. But for the rest of us, that isn't really an option.
This whole time I'm concerned about mortality. Mortality this, mortality that, raising the dead, purging the undead. Always chasing after something. This is maybe the first time anyone's ever asked if I should be looking for something to make me happy. Oh, I see.
Well,
I wish I had something to live for. That's the real thing.
then if you want something to live for, you can always create it. I mean, think of all of the reasons that humans in their history have gone to war. I'm sure we might say that a lot of the reasons that they might do so for power, for love, for riches, for fame. In the grand scheme of things, none of that really seems like it's worth dying for. And yet, clearly that didn't make any difference to all of the soldiers whose blood was spilled into the gutter. Others find joy and meaning in smaller things, in the fact that the sun rises every morning, or that the leaves always return after the winter. I guess my point is, Willow, is you don't need to wait for someone to tell you to give your life meaning, for that grateful purpose to be perfectly dropped into your hands where everything will make sense. I'm I don't really think such thing exists at the end of the day. All that really matters is the meaning that we give to our action. Because at the end of a millennia, who will even remember that any of this took place, except in the most faint rumors and stories that children are told? Does that make any sense?
Those smirks. What a world where the only person making sense in my life is a devil.
It is quite amusing, isn't it? I don't think any of us quite thought that it would turn out this way, but
In fact, you've done more for me than my. Well, you personally saved my life. I'd say the paladins of my order tried to.
and for whatever it's worth, I would gladly save it again.
So, below, it's being more visibly flustered now. A terrible paladin, terrible devil. That could work in any way.
Well, I guess if you look at the history of the Gilded Goose, we don't exactly do things by the books in any way, do we?
No.
In fact, I think if any of our lives went exactly the way that we thought they would, then that wouldn't have brought us here together.
And Willow just simply says, "See you in a minute." Then she gets ready to have her head decapitated, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
I'll do it.
Of course he would.
It's okay, Willow, I'll hold your hand. Like you say, see you in a minute. Alistair does not stay put, and they are following you.
All right. One moment, please. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. One moment, please. Gathering tokens.
Wait, I was talking to that Amongi.
You can't talk to the Amungi. They are folklore creatures.
But I can talk to the gods. Huh?
The gods are arguably more real than the Amungi.
I rarely see the gods, and I
Wait.
see the Amongi everywhere.
Are the Amungi the only fucking, like, mythical creature that isn't actually real?
Yes.
Yes.
This is canon.
No, wait, a timeout. I'm doing the motion, the referee timeout signal with my hands. I would like to argue that the only beings in this setting that can communicate and see the Amungi are the Muppets.
Or the who?
The Muppets.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the Muppets can I'm pretty sure the Muppets
Permission
have the ability to break
permission
the fourth
granted.
wall.
Permission granted. Headcanon accepted, but only because the Muppets have the ability to break the fourth wall.
I love
Yeah,
it.
see, that's the thing. That's why they can talk to the Amungi, because the Amungi exist on the fourth wall that we interact with when we draw on it, and the Muppets can see it.
Does the Muppets
Yes.
access to
This-
the fourth wall? Is that
Does
the
this
reason
mean
why
that the
they're
Muppets can also
particularly-
see like the map notes and
Yes.
and
Yeah,
like
they all have.
any if you draw an arrow, the Muppets canonically see like what you draw on the Roll20 map?
They all canonically have the power of
Yes.
Deadpool.
I gotta say, is this why they're better at fighting the void? Does the fourth wall give them some type of resistance to its powers?
I like to think so.
We gotta
This
do
is
one
my
last
fan
We gotta do
theory.
one last Muppet adventure before Endgame. I just don't know what it's gonna be yet. But anyway,
All
How
right.
much
All right.
sharpening my scythe?
all right,
Is it go
Carmine.
time?
it's go time.
Okay. So yeah,
Carmine.
Carmine out here has kind of been stalling time, waiting for the sacrifice, in quotations. He's gone over a lot of theory, the mystical abilities of gems, just general knowledge. He doesn't give them any of his personal trade secrets, but this is definitely a very good 101 or 201 course on like dwarven artificery and smithing of magical weapons.
I haven't been listening to the music this whole time.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's been really good Legend of Zelda lo-fi.
I completely forgot.
Yes. But now it will be something different.
Of course.
Now for something completely different.
Yes.
Well, you
Carmine.
violated the law.
Yes.
The Grand Champion?
Carmine.
Pfizer. Yes.
The remains of the shattered Soul Invictus are laid out on a white cloth in front of you. Between you and them, 3 artifacts line the table. A gem-studded skull of Saint Adam Dawn, a paladin of Eos, who was slain and refused resurrection, becoming a divine figure. A holy avenger, named Devil's End, dedicated to Apollo, and the Dagger of the Sun, a dagger with a blade the color of the setting sun, dedicated to Lycophos, the god of twilight. In front of you, a cauldron, a crucible, heated to an intense temperature, hotter than the magma at the core of the earth. The adamantine cauldron, borrowed from the university, the only thing which could contain such heat and burning reagents. One by one, you add these components to the cauldron, destroying these artifacts. As each one is put in to the adamantine cauldron, crucible, I should say, golden fire blazes from the crucible. A sun contained within the rolling fires. Willow sits there with Alistair, waiting for the last ingredient, soul of willing paladin. In an instant,
Carmine will. Oh, Carmine's gonna tell the audience that if they're squeamish, they should avert their eyes.
the instant Cthulhu's blade touches Willow's skin, Willow's armor falls to the ground. Empty. But not empty.
Oh.
Filled with a mix of ash, gray fine soot, and golden fire, the same as that broiling in the crucible. Carmine, you reach out your hands. Your gloved mitts grab the golden fire. and exerting all of your strength, you move it into the crucible. The golden fire mixes together, and the crucible seems to overload with power. The adamantine looks on the verge of melting from the heat. With this, you use the school's mechanical arms to lift the golden fire, and you spread it over the table, over the ruined Sol Invictus. The table and the cloth erupt into flames, burn to ash in seconds. The sword, though, does not fall to the ground. It floats there, burning with all the intensity of the sun. Carmine, you hold out your hands and you will it to shake. And it does. The pieces of the blade snap together like a puzzle being completed by invisible hands. The sword and the fire begins to die down as the blade glows ever brighter itself. And then the fire makes its way all down the blade, down the handle, until a silhouette begins to form. A silhouette of a humanoid shape, grasping the sword, made entirely of golden fire. And then, at last, the fire begins to fade. The sword is the first thing to be solid and visible. A gladius of unparalleled beauty. Shimmers like the sun, reflecting light even when there is none present. But then, the golden light the silhouette begins to coalesce. A golden-skinned human appears. Familiar, yet changed. The nude form of an Aasimar appears before you. But from their face, you know it to be Willow. Born again in a divinely touched, living body.
Oh my god.
Wielding
will take the
Sol
sword and
Invictus in their hand.
kneel. Oh, she has an honor. I'll be quiet. He still kneels, however.
Willow, you never felt Cthulhu's blade, but you did briefly see the gates of heaven, and you felt your curse torn away from you, and you felt renewed. You now find yourself standing, golden-skinned, a new body, wielding an artifact in your hand.
Oh my gosh!
So it's like, I wonder what golden skin tastes like.
Doctor, please, this is not the time.
Vivian! I didn't even mean to do that.
You did it? I thought that was cool. Oh my god.
Wow, I thought,
the
and then
Midas thing.
all this time I thought we killed Midas, but it turns out in the end he got our poor Willow.
Yes.
Oh no.
Been turned to gold. That's amazing. I love it.
But, yeah. Willow, I will drop the... Is there anything you want... Do you wish me to tell you what Soul Invictus does now that you have it, or do you guys want to just roleplay a little bit more first?
Give us them juicy stats. I wanna see what this thing's
Yeah.
got out
We're
for.
all currently basking in Willow's newfound glory. So yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Willow, as you bask in this newfound power, you look upon Soul Invictus. Soul Invictus is a short sword, a gladius, to be precise. It is an artifact that requires attunement by a paladin of the sun. You gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls with this magic weapon. When you hit any evil creature with it, that creature takes an extra 2d10 plus 10 radiant damage. While you hold the sword, it creates an aura of 10-foot radius around you. This part is basically the exact same as a Holy Avenger. You and all creatures friendly to you on your aura have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. If you get to level 17 in Paladin, the radius increases to 30 feet. Here's the additional things it has. 1. The blade has the trait Luminous. While drawn, Soul Invictus sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius, and dim light in another 30-foot. This light is sunlight. So this, just being in the same room as Soul Invictus would cause a vampire to suffer the ravages of daylight. Secondly, this sword has many spells. It has 10 charges, which recharge every morning at dawn. While holding it, you could use an action to expend 1 or more charges to cast one of the following spells. It has a spell attack bonus of +10 and a spell save DC of 18.
10.
Holy shit!
Holy fuck!
Wait,
For
what?
one
Spell attack bonus +10.
I assume those are only spells that you cast through the sword, but still, there's 10.
Yes,
you can
yes,
get 10
yes.
plus 10 guiding
That's
bolts.
a lot of damage.
That is
Damn.
so
Yeah,
much
yeah, yeah.
damage.
So to be fair, that's not +10 to Willow's spell attack bonus. No, that is any spells cast from the sword. The sword has a spell attack bonus of +10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
So for one charge, you can cast Guiding Bolt. For 3 charges, you can cast Daylight. For 5 charges, you can cast Holy Weapon, either on this weapon or a different weapon, so it can make another weapon also be a Holy Weapon. For 6 charges, you can cast Sunbeam, and for all 10 charges, you can cast Sunburst. Minor beneficial properties. While attuned to the sword, you can cast the Thaumaturgy cantrip as an action or bonus action. Additionally, you have resistance to radiant damage and cannot be blinded by bright lights, including spells such as Sunburst. This is not immunity to the blinded condition, mind. You can be blinded through darkness or heavy obscurement, but you can't be blinded by anything that would be described as a flash of light. Additionally, if you are already resistant to radiant damage, which I believe you are since you're an Aasimar now, instead of resistance, this trait will upgrade your resistance to immunity. Major beneficial properties. While attuned to the sword, you gain +2 charisma to a maximum of 24. And there is one major detrimental property that hopefully won't matter to Willow, but if the paladin is attuned to the sword and becomes an Oathbreaker, the sword no longer regains charges. They cannot become unattuned to the sword, and the paladin has vulnerability to all damage types. So don't
Oh no.
don't become an oathbreaker, and that won't matter.
Don't Willow, don't have second thoughts. Willow, don't have second thoughts.
And that is what Soul Invictus is. It's a Holy Avenger Plus.
Wow. Willow, you and your sword are so... Wow.
I know.
Enjoy it.
They're very shiny.
That is amazing.
Soul's
Incredibly
gonna kind of like squint at Willow and be like, "You died really easy." That is
I really enjoyed that. Willow, but I mean, otherwise, Willow's just Willow. She's just same memory, same everything, just in an ascended form.
Yes, you're still humanoid. You're just, instead of being an undead humanoid, you are now a celestial touched humanoid. But all your memories are intact. Everything that you were before is intact. All of your gear is currently on the ground over where you died, but you'll be able to reclaim all of it, of course.
Do you
Carmine
have to
hand-
feel-
redo all of the portraits of Willow.
Carmine
you
offers
feel
you
different?
Carmine offers you a pink pink towel.
shiny.
It has little heart-shaped gem tassels on it.
Wonderful.
We should all get naked to match.
No.
No. Not happening.
Oh, well,
I don't
I
think you-
will stand with my companion Willow until Soul starts taking off her clothes.
So,
well, for the
so-
record, you don't need to ask me twice to get naked. So,
Oh my god.
Everyone in the audience.
really,
Everyone get
really,
naked.
really, Alistair, I assumed that you were somebody what would require dinner and like a nice date at an expensive restaurant.
oh well, that too. But sometimes certain circumstances cause for a quick compromising and changing of one's own standards.
I wouldn't consider being decapitated the pinnacle of romantic intention, but alright, do whatever
Oh, you gotta
you
take your
want.
girl to a hanging. That shit's different.
Honestly, have you ever had quite a romantic outing at the gallows?
Oh yeah. Hey, I remember when my dad brought me to my first public execution. Ugh. Really scares the kids straight.
What a
Oh my
rush.
Truly
God.
gets the community together.
Oh yeah. Then he went and he got me a pretzel. It was wonderful.
Hot dogs, get your hot dogs at the hanging. Hot dog.
Yeah, no.
It was
So-
so insane to me that hangings were public events back in the day.
They were. They were like, this guy
Yeah, they
rode
were-
a
they were, like,
unregistered mule
people-
and now he dies.
Can you imagine like the day after they made the law where like public hangings weren't gonna happen anymore? Like a crowd shows up and just starts booing aggressively because they demand their public hangings.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
back
think
on
to
track.
start with, it didn't have like public hangings for like a required attendance kind of thing.
I think we're getting sidetracked though,
Yeah.
guys.
So Willow
Yes.
flutters her eyes open, her now magnificently blue, radiating eyes. She just feels this power just throbbing, pulsating through her, and she, more importantly, feels like something's missing. Something that's been weighing her down so long that she's forgotten what it's like to not have it. Overwhelming desire to sink her fangs into everything she sees that she's been denying partially this entire time. It's almost driven her crazy. And she just, you see her beam for the first time, her smile. Is it gone? Is it truly, honestly gone?
Alistair Cthulhu, as you seem to be standing the closest. When Willow smiles, you see a very different tooth line than what there was before. The canines are now much more human.
If
Aw.
what you mean is your I think Alistair just kind of like smiles and points to their own fiendish mouth and fangs. they do appear to be a bit, normal. So, if that's what you're referring to, then, yes, I do think it's gone.
Willow is just at that soul fact, not even power, sort of golden skin, just overjoyed that.
Well, uh, hmm.
Gibbs, I think you cut out.
Willow is overjoyed her curse is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Well,
Steph is gonna try to use this as a bona fide cure for vampirism.
Well, guys,
Yeah,
I'm gonna put this out there. How about you? I still need to go educate these kiddos about what the fuck just happened. Would you mind if I suggest that y'all head into the back and I'll try and wrap up this educational session?
Oh no, 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 no. Because it's gonna be like me and Rhea got somewhere to be.
We do?
Yeah.
Where?
I also need someone who can cast telepathy.
Oh.
Well, if you already have somewhere to be, then I can help escort Willow back to the ship or just to the back and bask in her newfound glory, as it were.
Why
It's
is
all-
Nido there?
Oh, he's
Willow,
just waiting.
Have they always been there?
Hey,
been there.
Console.
Hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Console, before you skedaddle, though, I need you to make me a quick promise. I want to have some time to talk with Kef later. Sort of important.
I mean, you just want to talk now?
No, I'd prefer somewhere a bit more private.
Okay.
Real quick, Willow puts an arm over Alistair and says to Rhea, "I'm sorry, you're going to need to protect yourself on this.
That's okay.
Straight off."
I'll be fine.
Rhea, as you walk off, your eyes meet the one-eyed old man who's watching. You recognize him. The old man who appeared on the ship a while back. Nido. He who knows half. He looks at you and nods. Seems he wants your attention.
I nod back and go to approach him. Hello.
He smiles and says, "Help an old man walk home. It's quite late. My eye isn't what it used to be."
But of course.
And you walk out into the night, into the city. With Nido. You, as you walk alone, you feel many eyes upon you from nowhere. You remember what happened when Willow struck at this man. And you know that while you are alone, you are not alone.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, very, very much not alone still. Yeah.
Mhm. And the old man says, "You are one of the winds."
That is correct, yes.
The wind of change. You know, I shouldn't say this, but I think that one's my favorite.
Is that so? Whatever for?
I can't remember. But I think it is.
I see.
It was the one made for the Forgotten One.
That's correct, yes. The previous Wind of Change was a follower of theirs, so.
He looks up. And he points to the moon. I can't see it with my eye. But these lot, he gestures at the empty space behind him, tell me that if you look real close, you can see a speck of green on it now.
Wait. Really? I should get a telescope immediately. My goodness. I look up to the moon, very excited, wondering if it's actually true.
You, with your naked eye, you think maybe, but you can't tell. You would need a telescope. But he
Rhea
simply
gets out
says,
a little notepad and immediately writes down, "Buy a telescope immediately."
he says, they tell me there's a crop of trees there now. A new throne for a goddess, Atlanta, the goddess of the moon. The fourth god of light, they're calling her.
Oh my goodness. I'm truly happy for her.
It is a interesting thing.
That it is.
It is a great change to the world.
That
Where
it
there was nothing, now there will be something.
I do think that it would be an excellent change to see the night sky bathed in green light when it's the full moon. So, I'm looking forward to this. I did not think that Atlanta would end up taking the role of the Forgotten One, but I suppose I should have
It will
seen this
be-
coming.
It will be a difficult road for them, building a domain from nothing. But as an immortal, I suppose they have all the time in creation. All the time in all things.
Very true. I wonder if there's any way to help them along.
You wouldn't be the first. In the band of heroes, we claimed a temple that was forgotten. Off in the dark forest. It's, open for business now, as it were.
Oh,
Her first temple.
one that... My goodness. Do you have a map? I would be incredibly interested in seeing this someday.
I do. He reaches out his hand, and he will touch the side of your face. And memories flood into you. Walking a road out, I think northeast of Ebonmore, to the edge of the dark forest, and a trail you follow to a ruin. And you see there a knight, undead, but not malevolent looking, wearing armor dedicated to the moon. And you know his name is Castro, brother
Huh.
of Yurov, the Black Man.
Oh my god, skeleton dude!
And you know he is the first paladin of Atlanta. Her domain is growing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nana removes his hand. Memory now yours. He'll
Rhea
take
just
your
has
arm
a
and
big smile on
keep
her
walking
face.
again. I've been told by her how you became the Wind of Change. I wanted to ask,
Yes.
as the Wind of Change, what does that mean to you?
Frankly, I'm not sure I understand yet. It's a rather large title that I decided to take on a whim, and well, I was hoping that some change could come through this by reversing the effects of the void. That's the change that I hope to impart on the world, but I'm not really sure if that's what change is supposed to mean. I'm still figuring it out.
It wouldn't be right for me to tell more than that. But I will say, all of the winds are about that which we are fighting for. They're about life. What life is. What makes life worth protecting.
Rhea stops and thinks for a moment, just nodding slightly.
And when I say life, I don't just mean humanocentric life. The winds are not the champions of humanoids. They're not the champions of gods. Not champions even of the animals of the rocks. But all of those things. Winds are the champions of creation itself. You are
I see.
the universe defending itself. But I only know half.
You certainly seem to know more than I, so thank you. I suppose that I'll keep on going this path. I'll show up for the final battle whenever that happens, and hopefully, with my efforts, the world will continue to change. That
Soon.
is something worth fighting for.
Soon, the Realm Warden will call for you. He will soon develop a plan. I know it to be so. He has encountered problem. There were 6 winds
What kind of...
originally created. There were 6 winds created. Wind of growth, change, war, song,
peace
order.
and growth?
and peace. But there is a flaw the Realm Warden has seen. A new wind is to be forged. And he will need
A
your
new
help.
one. Well, of course.
He will explain. He will explain his meaning and his strategy. He is the Realm Warden. It is his job. When your companions have taken care of everything that they have left to do, set sail for Avalon. And go to the old library in the old palace. The Realm Warden will be there, and he will have a plan.
Very well then.
Thank
I
you for
will
walking
make
me
a note
home.
of that. You are very welcome. Thank you for talking to me. It was a pleasant chat.
He bows his head, and he turns around and disappears.
Rhea looks back up at the moon, a little bit nervous, but for a while her eyes have been all shadowed over with, the scars on her face and everything. But there
Mhm.
seems to be a little bit more excitement in them now. She's getting prepared.
Alright. Yeah. Take you all back to the ship. Alright. Kef! You've been waiting or Katol?
Yes.
Whom am I speaking to at the moment?
Kev is out.
Regardless,
we can have that
brothers.
quick talk with Carmine if we want.
Oh, yes. Okay, you know what? You guys have a quick talk with Carmine. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. But please have that
Yeah,
talk with Carmine while I'm away.
Carmine is yeah. So Carmine is in his quarters, trying to scribe out some spell scrolls, which I'm sure we will love to deduce at some point when we're not on stream who gets what. Um, he is going to he drops his stuff though when you step into his space. Oh, I see you made it.
Sorry it took so long.
Oh no, he's talking to Kef, not to.
Oh, my apologies.
Sorry.
My apologies. Because I thought this was happening when I came back too. So yeah.
Don't worry. Well, so Kef, how are you adjusting to the new state of things?
It's different.
It must be. You made quite the bargain.
Eh.
Could you do me a favor and sit down? I wanted to discuss some things with you about well, I suppose our professional relationship once everything's done with Avalon, assuming we make it.
Do you plan on leaving the crew?
Probably not, but there's certain things I want to discuss with you. You see, I didn't exactly join the Gilded Goose out of the kindness of my heart, despite me rather enjoying my time here. What exactly are you planning to do once all of this is over?
I'm going to retire.
Ah, all right. And what's your plan there? don't exactly expect somebody like you to just sit down and relax.
I mean, throne of Lasita is ever enticing.
Mmm.
However, I've discovered a curious thing I wish to look into.
Hey, and what's that?
I call it I don't have a name for it yet. I
Mm-hmm.
have a sound for it. It kind of sounds like
Well, describe it to me.
um so one time when I was in a laboratory during my college years, I used shocking grasp on a dead frog, and it mimicked the motions of life.
Do
I
you
wonder
wish
if
to?
that is not how life originates in some way.
Do you wish to master the secrets of lightning, as it were?
One could say
Fair, fair. Well, I would be interested in seeing where this goes, but I suppose then you'll be settling down at the college and becoming a secluded researcher then?
that. Oh no. I'll have a mobile laboratory.
Hmm. Quite. Well, if that's the case, I do wish you the best luck. My personal plans, once I'm done, are to, I plan to return to my clan, kill my brother, and take my place as the head. And for
Want some
this to
help?
work... that's what I was going to ask you for. You see, I need a reputation. I need renown. I need respect. I need for my name to have reached them before I even step in through the gate. You are a very famous man that commands great respect.
I see. Kev kind of chuckles and goes like, "You'll have your name, and you'll have an army."
Yes, I'd appreciate that. I, however, would prefer to deal with things non-violently when I go to retrieve my birthright.
Some say the best deterrent to violence is the show of great violence.
Ah, yes, the threat of force. But with a promise that I will deal with things honorably. I go there with my army and my reputation, my renown, my name as a great smith, and I tell him a duel to settle a grudge.
Well, I'm sure the Smith of Thunderwell can win a duel.
Eh, I'd hope as much, and if I can't, well, maybe he does deserve the position.
My friend, you may not notice, but you just did a classroom exposition where not only did you forge the lost relic of the Lecitan noble throne, you also cured vampirism, my friend. I already have people going out telling of what happened in that room.
Fair.
It
Well,
wouldn't surprise me if you're known around the continent by nightfall tomorrow.
I suppose if that's the case, I do have you to thank for that, honestly. The more I think about it, you running into me in that bar and offering me a job on this shit might have been the best thing to ever happen to me.
Well, don't count yourself lucky yet.
Eh, suppose none of this matters if we lose in the last act, right?
Yeah, what good's the name if no one remembers it?
I suppose that means we just can't lose then, eh?
I don't plan on it.
No, it's that. Well,
Talking to Voidbane here.
Yes, yes. Well, with that in mind, then, I'm going to say this much. I trust that I can rely on you. I suppose that I can trust on your word that you'll come if I have a call for you. Then, yes.
I'd say I owe you that much.
Aye. And Kev, I want to say one more thing. When I came on this ship, I didn't expect you to be the brightest one here. You're damn clever, you know that, right?
It's the small ones you need to watch out for.
Boy. Well,
I'll
I'm on,
bid you adieu.
yeah,
my
I'll
fair
go ahead
lad.
and get back to work on these.
All right. As Kev's leaving, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go talk to the gods of creation. I have prepared a song. I also
Oh
need to go
God.
save a lost soul.
Start singing Ocean Man, you bastard.
Ocean Man."
Uh,
Oh my god.
Alright.
well, Alistair's not there to provide the backing track.
Oh, tragic.
You can come with me, but I'm not sure how well you'll be received in the thrones of creation.
If it's under a 10, it's Under the Sea instead of Ocean Man.
This is true.
And I'm Moki.
You're not gonna destroy all dwarven civilization, are you? I don't know, buddy. Ocean Man. Da, da, da.
Just take me by the hand.
Lead me to the
Yo, what if
land
what if
that you
after this
understand.
Oh,
Carmine's like this leads to the downfall of dwarvenkind. Now we just have like Dwemer ruins from Skyrim everywhere.
You see, the worst thing is that after Carmine gets his clan, gets in charge of his clan, do you think that he's gonna stop? He's gonna want to stop there?
Nah. It's gonna be
Yeah,
like
nah.
the Sons of Durin or something.
If I know Carmine, it's that, no, in fact, I don't think he will stop.
The best thing about it too is that he's a half elf. That's the real kicker to it.
Mmm.
That's the hard part. But he's too much of a scheming asshole.
All right.
I mean, yeah,
Kane,
he's in the
baby.
Midas party.
Yeah.
Alright, Zed. Let's do this. You
All right. Let's
have a
go
favor
save
to call
Nina
in.
first. Oh, you want to do that first?
Yes. That was what
I do.
I thought you wanted to
Okay.
do first.
I stand up on the bow of this ship and I tap Thunderwhale on the ship and vibrate it in the water, calling out to the ones who owe me a debt.
Tethys, the Titan of Waters. Kef's patron. Arrives. And she says, we promised you a meeting with the gods. Yes?
Yes.
Such a thing is difficult. But it can be arranged in a way. We must go to a deep place, bottom of the ocean. She holds out her hand.
Jeff kind of like crawls into it.
She holds you tight. And she
There's
descends.
one god I really specifically need to be there.
If this works, they will be. In a way. And you sink
Alright.
into the ocean. You sink down into a deep, deep trench. You see strange metal machines littering the bottom of this cavern, likes of which you've never seen before. Tethys takes you to the mouth of a temple in the bottom of this crack in the earth. She says, make your way through here, and we'll see you on the other side.
Very well.
Cthulhu, you begin making your way through these this ruin, and it seems to be a temple made by ancient sea folk, dedicated to the god of calamities, perhaps? Typhon? Jormungandr?
Very spooky.
It's difficult to tell. It's difficult to tell. The ruins are crumbling and faded. You make your way through to the very back. There's a great mouth of a sea serpent. It's been opened, and you see a passage through it. You hear Tethys calling you from inside. You crawl through, and you make your way into a dark space, a secret altar, back of the temple. You cross through that as well, and you find yourself then taken into into a cave filled with bioluminescent plants, animals, and jellyfish. As promised, Tethys was waiting for you. She gestures for you to advance. She swims up.
Kev's just kind of like
Does-
spooked a little bit, looking around.
Be not afraid, Kef. Brothers. There is nothing here that will harm you. Except yourself. Does Cthulhu approach?
Yes.
As you do so, you see more signs of battle. The bones of an alien creature wearing strange armor, the likes of which you've never seen before. As you go forward, and another lay over there. The skull, strange and elongated, like nothing you've seen. There was a fight here. A battle. But it's been a year or more. Decidedly more. Tethys gestures for you to move up to the main altar, if you can call it that. The shelf before some grand reef of life. Tethys says, "Brothers, do you know where you are?"
Nope.
She then says, "You are standing before one of the roots of Yggdrasil. World Tree. Through which
Tempted to bite the
the life stream that gives rise to all living things passes through. Life stream flows from the sun to Yggdrasil and out into the world through branches and roots like this. The enemy attacked them once, but they were repelled and their infection purged. This root is now healthy and strong. You wished to meet all of the gods. That is impossible. Except through this. Meditate.
What do I have to do? Oh, okay.
Meditate. And let your soul, your mind, your memory, your will, and your life, let it touch the life stream flowing through Yggdrasil. And you will meet those you wanted to meet.
Alright. So Kev kind of like sits down and starts to meditate.
He's practiced in this, but you find it easier to let go of yourself in this place than anywhere else. You lose self, and you touch the root.
Oh, who'd we lose?
And then
Oh, we lost Lux.
oh no.
Ooh. That's a cool gift.
Zed,
Yes.
you find yourself connecting with the universe. Everything is a part of you. You are part of everything. From the rock, the tree, the ship, your friends, yourself, the gods, patrons. All are one. All are a part of all things. Cthulhu suddenly experiences all of Dr. Kef's life from the moment of their birth until the present. Experiences everything from their perspective. Kef, likewise, experiences all of Cthulhu's life from the moment they were born until the present, in the blink of an eye. Others feel almost as if they are one, because they are. They are both part of all things. You find yourself there, both of you, floating around the branches of the tree. You see that there is another figure very close to you, a very near branch. Tiefling, purple skin, but they are asleep. They are not present. They are not aware of this.
All right.
The universe then speaks to you, Zed. What is it that you wish for? What is it that you wish to know? For all knowledge exists in all things.
Hmm. um. Well, I actually came here today to help out a certain goddess. By recanting a tale to their patron's brother. But now presented with this opportunity, I would like to know both halves, if possible.
By both halves,
And then I
you
would
of
like to sing a
course
song to
refer.
Apollo.
By both halves, you of course mean the knowledge that Ignacy knows, and the knowledge Ignacy does not know.
Yes.
I'm afraid to know
I'd also like to know
both
everything you know on the
halves.
void.
Afraid to know both halves. It's not something humanoid mind could handle.
What about
It's
two
too much.
humanoid minds?
Even a million would be a drop in the bucket compared to what a god could know. And even a god had to break it off to keep himself from knowing too much. But you wish to know of the void, the enemy of all things. My brother,
How do I defeat it?
as it were,
Your brother?
manner of
Who am
speaking.
I talking to? What's your name?
I have no name.
You want one?
All names are mine.
Kevin it is.
You're only talking to yourself, after all.
I'm talking to Kevin. It's also me.
Hi, Kevin.
There are many Kevins within
I
all
wish
things.
to know. I wish to know of your brother.
No thing. we began to exist, or not exist, at the same time. Or perhaps they always were? I'm not sure. But if they did, they existed without inception, without meaning. When all things began, their contrast was thrown into sharp relief. For there to be things, there has to be an absence of things as well.
I mean, I guess.
No thing wants to return things to the way they were before the beginning. Before the first explosion of matter and energy gave birth to creation. That's their end goal. An empty universe. No energy, no matter, certainly no life, no music, no art, no animals, plants, no suns, no disease, no war, no nothing. Only no thing. That's their goal.
Sounds very lonely.
I only experience them hate. I don't know if they could if they would even have a conceptualization of loneliness. But perhaps this is just the rabbit's conception of the fox.
Really cute looking.
Cthulhu is forced to live through the experience of a rabbit being eaten by a fox.
Wasn't cute at all. Totally different than how I imagined. Alright, but how do I stop no thing? Can you stop no thing? Would stopping it stop you? We're in a paradox here.
Also, thank you for the resub, Minari. All thing. You see golden light running through the branches of the universe. All thing says, many minds have theorized many ways. The winds to keep us safe. A chain to keep them trapped. A war to die. Keep the cycle going. Many ideas have been floated. But none know of a way. All things do not know of a way to defeat. No thing.
Well then the
How
answer's simple. If all things don't know of a way, then we simply need to ask no thing. Mark. How do I do that? Could I pierce the veil
No,
of the void
there is-
myself and come back?
All things does not know, for no living, no creature has done so.
What about someone pulled back from the void? Would they know?
It has only been done once. The gods have isolated them. Put their soul
Well,
in...
you are all things.
Yes. We do have access to that knowledge. One soul. One soul has met no thing and returned.
So far. Very well.
Yes.
We ask them?
I have. I fear that they know nothing of value. Only the overwhelming power and might of the enemy.
What about if we were to pull back? Stillness.
Stillness. The void of life.
Yeah. Basically a 3-4-star general of the void right there.
You are inviting great risk. The only Grofton, the dwarf. He is the only man to have pulled a soul back. And he did so within hours of a corrupted soul being reduced to a void shard. Stillness has been dead for a week. I don't even know if that matters. But if it does, it'll be a great disadvantage.
Well, there's only one way to know. That is to try.
Well then, Voidbane. You must try.
Yeah. Also, those wins you're talking about. I mean, if you're taking job applications,
This is not my position to It's not my role to award those positions.
But before we leave, what is this chain you spoke of?
Another mind has made a alternative plan. Ignati's winds are a delaying tactic. They will never defeat no thing. They will only push them back.
Push it away. That's what I thought.
Blow it away to be another problem, another 2,000 years in the future. Blow them to the edge, the very furthest edge of all things. But they will return. Slowly and steadily, but surely they will return. Another mind, Vizel, has been working on another plan. Something they call the Paradox Chain. Not to push the enemy away, but to hold it down. Keep it trapped. Winds buy you time. Chain buys you time, but perhaps an order of magnitude more. If it works.
Still feels like a bandage.
Perhaps. But as I said, so long as there is all things, there will also be their shadow.
Maybe we can't defeat it. Lots to think about. Lots of feelings. I'm seeing a lot of things right now that I don't necessarily want to see. A lot of people in bathrooms. I am all things. I see what Ray is doing.
Ray has bought a telescope and is looking at the moon.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Yes, that is exactly what Rhea is doing right now, and she is geeking the hell out about the forest that is growing there.
All right, Kevin. Before I depart, can I ask for one more thing to know about?
You may ask anything, and I will answer truthfully. Be careful with your words. Before you ask this question, I just want to say, Zed, I'm giving you a unrestricted question about anything existing in the setting, and I will answer truthfully.
Oh, that's a lot. A lot of. I was gonna ask something else. A lot of. I go to be level 20. Well, I'm not sure how much I can ask about the boy. I wish. When I was in college, I shocked a dead frog, and it started moving. Can I use that to somehow, like, make things move? And maybe make things light up, because it also exploded. Kef wants to know how to make electricity.
Alright. Make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Saving throw. Come on, come on. All right.
All right. You remember most of this because that is a success.
Let's go.
Cthulhu, you live through the life of or Dr. Zed, both brothers. Both brothers, you live through the life and the memories of a student in on the planet Imperia, capital of the humankind empire. Space-faring civilization. You live through their entire life, their hopes and dreams and joys and their childhood, their first kiss, their dancing at the high school homecoming, going to college, and their entire life going through college as they study electrical engineering. They get a master's in it and then get hit by a bus and die. Fortunately, their student loans were forgiven.
Oh,
Nice.
that's good.
Oh, that's the fantasy element. I see.
Yes, you have suddenly acquired a space age education in electrical engineering, and lack many of the tools to make much use of it. But you possess the information.
But what you're saying is he has the knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's, KB? Still very dangerous in the hands of Dr. Kefalo.
Yes.
I'm a person IRL who knows how to make a generator. I think I could do it in a D&D setting.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no doubt that you could. But you asked, and I said anything, and that information canonically is known in the setting, so I have to answer. So yes.
All right, Kevin.
You
Kevin.
It was great talking to you.
The tree
I
does
think
not
that one
respond.
day, hopefully not soon, that I may get to see you again. Maybe on my deathbed if you want to hang out. You seem kind of alone here in this one, like, soul consciousness. I know you probably don't feel it because you're one with everything, but you're also just here. I kind of see you as a glowing tree. So if you wanted to ever hang out and, like, you want to, like, interrupt my dreams or something to talk about something, or if you want to, like read a book together, or something, just let me know. We can be friends. Kevin.
You awaken from your meditative state. Back in the back by the root of Yggdrasil.
Totally gonna read him a book I'm gonna write.
Tethys.
Kev is gonna go hug Tethys.
She accepts. I hope you're not disappointed, as it...
Not in the slightest. I will save my song for another day, and that is okay. Pretty sure
Then let
I
me
talked
get you back to
Paolo
your
a lot
ship.
easier than what I just did. Do you know Kevin?
Who?
You see? Exactly.
And she will return you to the Gilded Wolves.
Kev like kind of just like stands up really straight and looks like at Tethys, remembering some flashes of their lifetime. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Kev is gonna step on the ship and he says, "In heaven and on earth, I alone am the honored one." Because he's now like semi-enlightened. That's what the Buddha said when he got enlightenment. Little homage there.
I'm sorry,
Don't
I'm
call
too
yourself
ill-cultured to have. I'm too ill-cultured to have caught the reference, but I appreciate it now that it has been pointed
It's
out.
okay. It also was said in the most recent Jujutsu Kaisen episode, because that's also what Buddha said. And that's what the guy said with the eyes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Jeff, I know you had one more thing planned, but we are over time.
I'd be
This has
willing
been
to
very
give it
fun.
15 more minutes to wrap up the
Nope.
other thing.
Nope. Nope, that will be the beginning of next time.
Okay.
You're getting bit.
All right. So
DM
thank you all
shut
for
down.
watching. Thank you all for watching. This has been, I know, a very roleplay intensive episode. Next time there'll be a little bit more of this, and then we will go to Avalon, and you will receive your final mission, your final quest, to reach the end game. For everyone watching, if you want to join us next time for that final quest, the next session will be in 2 weeks from now on Monday, September the 11th at this same time, 8 p.m. EST. And if you want to see my other campaign, you can join us to next Monday, September the 4th, for the second episode of my space D&D campaign, where they are going to the planet Imperia to a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. There's going to be space shenanigans and laser guns. It'll be lots of fun. Come check us out. If you want to see the schedule for the rest of my stuff for this week, you can go check out me on Twitter. The link is there, and you can catch up on the archives of all my D&D sessions over on YouTube. I'm gonna have the first session of the space game up on there soon. Right now, I set it to process before starting stream, so it should be ready, and I'll turn it live in a few minutes. So that is that. Thank you all for watching. If you want to play D&D with me, you can do so. If you go on over to startplaying.games/KB, and you can send me a message if you want to be notified when I'm starting one of my new professional paid D&D campaigns, which is how I pay my bills. So if you think you want to be in something crazy like this, you're welcome to join. For now, though,
Talk to Kevin.
yes, that is not an impossible thing that could happen. If you join, you could speak with Kevin, and become the next Buddha. But yes, thank you all for watching.
Actually, my tryout. But I'll get into that later.
I mean,
Never mind.
all right, let's see about rating somebody, because we've got some viewers today. Let me see if well, we
Someone
just
named
did
Baby
some.
Angel on.
No, I don't want to raid them. They're a loser. How about we go raid Pan, who's currently doing some chat does D&D world building. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So let's go raid Pan. Pan naps. There they are. Start the raid. All right. Thank you all for watching once again. Have a great evening, morning, time, wherever you are in the temporal reality. Good night.
Bye.
Mini night.
Night.
Toodles.
And we're